Let's go, buddies. So, in this tutorial, we're going to be doing something pretty complex, okay? We're going to make it so you can turn on a PC, you can interact with the screens, okay? Like this, simple as. Now, I'm going to simplify it down, not everything's going to be exact, but this is going to be a long tutorial, so just buckle in and get some popcorn or some shit, I don't know. Alright, so for just this tutorial, I'm going to borrow two models I've already used. You saw them just a minute ago, so it wouldn't really matter. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a button that we can interact with. That was nonsense, guys. That running across the screen. If you guys are just want to see shit. Oh, okay. So we're just going to make a little box, and that's going to... This box is going to turn on the computer, okay? Nice and simple. Just like... with that, I'd say. Yeah, just like that. That's our button, so on the PC. Now, we're going to bring this aside, bring it down one, bring this across. We're going to select all these, go into texture, side front, -500, and since we want the button to go from up to down, we're going to set this top one to 1. We're going to shift click the 1 and 2, and we're going to make the repeat 0.4. This one, we're just going to set to 3, and we're going to give it a custom color, because this is going to send out a signal. Now select all these parts, Shift G to group them, exclamation mark WC, and boom, you now have a pressable button. Now, make sure that your monitor has a little bit of depth, because we're going to be putting a black box inside of it to signal that it's off. Okay? So just move this like that. You just want a black that covers the screen. Literally. Just that simple. Please want a black cover the screen. And we're going to do this. Make it black, of course. We're going to duplicate this, put it to the side, shrink this down, and now we have this. We're going to make it so it moves back the way, so we're going to duplicate it this way. Make sure it's not going to clip to anything, and we're going to duplicate it one more time to, well, get the receiver. Select all these parts as usual, add texture, -500, and because we're going to go right to left, we're going to make this 1. Now, select these two parts and do this 0.00001. This will now make it 0, which will make it happen instantly. Travel. So we're going to set this to 4 because it's going to be receiving the signal that's giving off. And boom. Now we're just going to select all these parts and group exclamation mark WC. And now it works flawlessly. Now that we made the PC turn on, you're thinking, what do I do? We need some apps, right? So we're going to get a little button that's just on the screen, obviously. And just like that, perfect. We're going to put it in the corner. We're going to get rid of the decal. If you don't have one, you don't need to. I'm going to bring this out, flatten it like that, and we're just going to put it here. I'm going to drag this down so we can get a receiver giver, whatever you want to call it, in here. -500, set it to 3, and we're going to give it the color yellow. Okay? I'm going to give this side front -500. We're going to set it to 1. This is the first part. And 10001. Now, we're going to duplicate it. Set this to 2. Select the part that's there. Select this. Shift G to group it. Exclamation mark WC in the chat. And now, get an interactable button. So now, we don't want the screen to pop up when we press the spot, right? So we're going to salvage this part that we just made and duplicate it. We're going to press Shift U, and it's going to group it. We're going to set this part to 1, and this part to 2. So it now starts here and goes here. We're going to turn this red one into yellow one, and simply we're going to group it again, and done. But first, we're going to press Shift T to interact with parts inside the group, and we're going to change color, or we just put a screen on it, doesn't matter. But we're going to just slide it back into place. If I use WC, and we press it, now it makes a menu. Now, keep in mind, if you use exclamation mark UWC, it will now unwire the connection, so if you use WC again, it will now rewire it. So, boom. Perfect. Now, on to the next part. Now for this next part, I'm actually going to take out the monitor we just made, and we're going to, in fact, ungroup it, because we're going to need to do some things first. We're going to do some nested wiring, gentlemen. We're going to go take the screen, we're going to flatten it out, and to do that. Because we want some buttons, okay? We want some buttons to interact with. So we're going to turn this, I'm going to turn it green, I like a bright green. And we're going to drag this out here. Obviously we're going to get another button as per usual. That just sits still. There we go. Add texture font, minus 500, 0.0001, 1. Drag this down. We're going to make this one. Actually, I already have one button here, so if you just make a simple door like this, and we'd use dark indigo, we can now do that. And I'm just going to duplicate this, make it 2. We're going to grab this, this, this. Now if we use WC, we can now interact with it. You know the problem is, I won't be able to use the screen, right? Which is what we'll get to next. I made a slight mistake just a second ago. I forgot to set this to 3, so just keep that in mind. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. We need to make a button that closes the monitor. So we're gonna just grab this box. We're gonna grab the monitor just one more time. We're gonna make a little, very small box for our X. Okay, just in the corner. We're gonna put it just like that. We're gonna make it red. And just gonna move it over here, as per usual. Side, front, minus 500. 0.001 and make it 1, okay? I'm going to drag this down, we're going to make this 3, and we're going to make it the same color that the monitor interacts with, so that, and we're going to set 3 as per usual, and we're going to take this part, duplicate it, set it to 2, select that in it, down, if you use WC, it won't do anything because we already grouped it up, so, next part, now we're going to do a complicated method called nested grouping. With this example, if you followed exactly, there shouldn't be really any bugs. We're just going to select these 2 things using shift click. We're going to select the monitor, this, and this. Oh, I misclicked on accident, whoops. There you go. If you select all 3 of these parts, done, and we use WC, we'll now be able to interact with every part that's inside the monitor. So if we now drag this monitor back in, we should now have a nice and simple menu that we can use. Done. Now we may have a small issue at hand. What if I just turn off this PC? The screen will stay, right? So to fix this, it's actually a really simple fix. We're gonna grab the monitor that's just extended. We're gonna move it out just a bit, and we're gonna move this part like that, pretty much. 15 maybe. Yeah, just 0.05. We're gonna make it 0.15. Just gonna make 0.15. This should just be enough, hopefully. Let's test. Done. So if we just see, move it back, turn it on. Ooh, that's an issue. What if we just move it back like that? Let's test. Now the monitor will turn off. When it turns on, it will be menu again. But you can just turn off. Simple as. Alright, now you guys might be thinking, oh, but what if I want to add more monitors to this? Then simply, you're just going to grab this one. You're just going to grab one of the existing buttons. I'm going to put it here because I want to. I'm going to change the color of it originally. I'm going to set it to green. Okay? I'm going to grab this monitor I already made. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to ungroup it. I'm going to change this, and then this one, to the cover screen. Simple as. And now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to group it all back up again. Before I do so, I want to rotate this here, put it here, and I want it to interact with the color that's here. So, that's that, group, put it back into the monitor, try to line up with all the existing one, we use WC, so turn off the monitor. Turn it on. I now interact with that one. If I close it, interact with this one. And that. Boom. Now we have 2 apps on our PC, which open both doors if we really need to. Remember, this is just a simple tutorial. I'm not really going to go too in depth, just to explain how to make apps and how to make them do stuff. Alright guys, I hope you learned something through this video. Hopefully this opens up your mind to some things. Hopefully this, maybe you can implement it yourselves. If you followed this tutorial thoroughly, you can implement it yourselves. But I'll see you guys later.